that don't necessarily show up on a stat sheet have been absent lately with this group?
Yeah, you name it. We've really struggled since returning from all the COVID interruptions. We were having a very good year. We actually played well through the COVID situation, but since we've gotten everyone back more or less, we just haven't had the confidence, and you can see it. There's too many lapses and not enough pace and enthusiasm, and we got to find that. We got to get that back after this interruption and build again a group that goes out there and is difficult to play against.
How disappointing or troubling is it when at home in front of a crowd is when you typically have that spirit or juice to get a boost in that regard, and then not be there now with 5 losses at home, straight losses?
Yeah, we've struggled at home by our standards, so it is frustrating. I believe we're 500 at home, so that is difficult. The positive is we got a lot of room for improvement. We were having a good year. We were defending. We were winning with our defense, and that's taken a hit here since we've come back. But I think some of it is also just the inconsistency of COVID. Guys in and out, guys trying to get their fitness back, then all coming back together with no practice time. Some of that is just how it hit us. When we had half a team. Throughout that, we played good basketball and winning basketball. So, there's room for growth. There's room for us to look in the mirror and make some tough calls about all of us individually and collectively, and recognize the room for growth and the opportunity.
You mentioned this a little bit, but these 5 past games you averaged you've given up about 118 points per game on average. Is there a common thread defensively with you guys on these, or is it a problem each game?
No, I think there's a few common threads. I don't think we're into the ball. We're not combative enough to start games. We're not clean enough with our communication at the level of the ball. There's not enough of a presence. I think we can do better in transition as well, getting organized. But it's just fundamental stuff that has taken a dip since we've all got back together. And so it's we can see it clearly. We have to work at it now. We have to take it to heart, and we have to rebuild.
Steve, this is twofold. For them to be able to get up 45 threes, was that you guys just not running them off the line, or was that just a nature of what Giannis can do and the kind of looks that he creates for them? And in James's case, obviously that's a good defensive team on the other side, but has he looked a little bit fatigued to you? Are you worried that maybe the minutes are catching up to him?
I think the threes, they do shoot a lot of threes in general. Giannis obviously creates offense for their team and a lot of threes for his teammates. But I thought we made a lot of mistakes at the level of the ball, and that's a trickle-down effect. You make a mistake at the level of the ball, and the first domino falls, and then you're chasing, and then, they're getting closeouts or 2-on-1s and whatnot. So, we just got to continue to get back to where we were, being a lot more physical, being a lot more decisive in actions, and get that swagger back defensively. I don't know. I don't know if James is feeling a little tired or not, but he's allowed to have a night where he's not at his best. I believe in him, and I know how great he is, and I know what he's already done for us and what he'll continue to do. So, these little patches, they like if we want to talk, let's talk about defense. You know what I mean? And rather than James is not up to his level in this game, because I thought, our defense was the reason we were behind tonight.
Coach, what went into the decision to start DDJ, and also what went into the decision to give limited minutes to James Johnson, Bruce Brown, and DeAndre Bembry?
Just giving David a look. He's our rookies have played really well this year. They've played hard. They have great energy, great spirit. They've deserved a look. It's hard to give them all a look at the same time. So David's had an opportunity here.
You touched on it a little bit at the top, but you mentioned the other day the care factor. Why do you think that has gone missing at various points in the last couple of weeks here?
I'd be a hell of a coach if I knew that.
What do you do to build it back up?
Yeah, I think we got to get to work. We got to find the resolve, find the every day come in and do the right things, invest in the group, and try to pick your teammates up. And if we show that character where we will do everything we can individually and also pick our teammates up, we'll get back to playing good basketball.
And just to be clear, did you think any part of what happened tonight was an emotional letdown after seeing Kyrie having him and then not having him again tonight?
Like I said before the game, I don't know that thinking that, Kyrie's not here. We've played whatever, 40 games more or less without, or whatever it is, a bunch of games without him. So, I don't think we're in that position where guys are coming to the arena thinking about who's not here. I think we played good basketball. We've hit this COVID stretch, and other than 15 minutes against Indiana, we haven't played well since we got the group back together.
Steve, just another tough night for Patty. You mentioned pregame about maybe some of this being over-dependent, overused, or, do you think you might be starting to force some stuff out there?
I don't know about forcing. I thought actually Patty brought a lot of spirit and energy. He really tried to compete. He tried to lift, the level of compete of our group. Just shots weren't going in for him. I don't think he forced too many. I think he did everything right as far as the way he tried to play for his teammates, the way he picked up full court, the way he flew around. Obviously it wasn't a classic game by his standards, but, it's not always about makes and misses. I think a lot of it is also, the effort and energy you give to your teammates. And I thought he gave that in abundance tonight.
Coach, I remember earlier in the season, you said you wanted to experiment with a lot of your rotations and players. How long do you think that experiment phase goes?
Probably the whole year, just the way it is. We have so many guys that are about the same. It's really difficult to land on, who we want to go with. So we're probably going to experiment. Sometimes it's an experiment. Sometimes your hand is forced, with guys being in and out of the lineup. So we'll see. It is difficult because a lot of guys are very similar in their role and their level, and it's impossible to play them all. So we're going to go through different iterations of the group, different experimentation, and it's really important for our guys to understand that. Understand that it's not simple and straightforward, and not everyone's going to be happy all the time. But you have to be able to, be here for something bigger than yourself, to commit to the group, to stay ready, as we always say, and to play hard when your number's called and when it's not, and to really support your teammates and stay in it mentally and emotionally.
Thanks, Steve.
Great. Thanks, everybody.